can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'll be reviewing Blerd Syndicate Season 1, Number 6 by Jeffrey Thorne and Chris Cross. This issue is a very interesting way to end this season of Blerd Syndicate because this one, they're mostly focusing, while yes, there's a huge fight going on between the Blerd Syndicate and Holocaust, it is very interesting to me the way this all plays out because we spend a lot of time in this focusing on the origin of Tech-9, or not even as much the origin. We kind of get a rough idea of how he got his powers in previous issues. We don't really see that exact moment play out in this issue, but what we're seeing is just some of his childhood and the things that he had to deal with in the past. And while there's some things that are hinted at and things that are said that you're maybe meant to give you a broader idea who Tech-9 is, where he comes from, what his upbringing was like, what his family was like, and what all kind of led to him being the person that he is today, we do also see a lot of really cool setup for the future of the Blerd Syndicate in this. We see various and sundry different characters like Boogeyman, and we also see Brickhouse, Third Rail, kind of throwing in various parts of this comic. We also get to see a little bit more of a focus on the character of Flashback in this as well, where while we're not necessarily focusing on her as a character, we're kind of getting an homage to something that she did in the original Blerd Syndicate series. We see at multiple points throughout this issue where Flashback is using her powers to try and reset time because things are definitely trending in the direction of a victory for Holocaust, and this plays back into the original Blerd Syndicate series just by virtue of homaging Blerd Syndicate number 6. Oddly enough, the issues are lining up here, but the original Blerd Syndicate number 6 from 1993, where Flashback had to do a very similar thing. An instance where the Blerd Syndicate got in over their head, they lost, they were all getting killed and destroyed, everybody was dying, and Flashback was having to use her powers repeatedly to try to take them back 3 seconds and get them in the right position. Now, in this instance, it kind of seems like Flashback is doing a little bit more than just 3 seconds, which I thought was a really interesting take. It's kind of showing us that the powers that these characters have are going a lot further than what they originally could, where initially they kind of seemed like 3 seconds was all she could do when we were first reintroduced her, but now we're seeing she can do more. We're also seeing the Blerd Syndicate working together more as a team instead of trying to be these little loose units of, a couple of people here, 2 or 3 people there, 4 or 5 people there, whatever. But no, realizing that in order to defeat Holocaust, they are going to have to work together. And what all of this could potentially set up for the future of the Milestone comics universe, I think is also really compelling in this, because you get this feeling just based on how this comic ends that while Icon and Rocket aren't necessarily crazy about the idea of what the Blerd Syndicate are doing, what they're threatening to do in the wake of Holocaust taking over and the government attempting to try and seize control of Paris Island and Dakota as a whole, we see that the Blerd Syndicate are basically getting back to what they originally were in that series from back in the 90s, where that was a team that was all about protecting their neighborhood, their city, everything, and doing it their way and without police trying to get involved, trying to over-police them, and the government trying to over-government them. But also at the same time, keeping other superheroes from trying to over-superhero them. That's also another little interesting kind of sticking point here when Icon tries to come into play and try and tell them what to do. I love the interactions. It's very telling stuff. I really like how this played out. And I also like how ultimately they showed that Holocaust is not a pushover, that in order for the Blerd Syndicate to take him down, it's not going to be just 1 or 2 of them are going to be able to do it. It's going to take the whole squad coming through and putting him down. And I like that Holocaust has gotten built up that way, that he's getting big up in such a fashion, and just everything they're also setting up with Quai and the Demon Fox and all that other stuff. I love all of that, how it's getting kind of laid in. While this is yet the end of season 1, I do feel like Jeffrey Thorne and Chris Cross are setting us up for something really beautiful with season 2. If you want to know more about the original Blerd Syndicate, check out this playlist right here. And if you want to know more about the other heroes of the Milestone comic universe, check out this playlist down here. Also, let me know what you thought about Blerd Syndicate season 1 number 6 and the series as a whole. Keep it plus ultra and sound off in the comments.